In the shadowed heart of Central City, where the line between law and chaos is razor-thin, there exists a group of supervillains united not by friendship, but necessity. They call themselves the Rogues in name, whispered with both dread and respect across the criminal underworld. Their roster has changed over the years, but lurking at its core are hardened adversaries. Leonard Snart, known as Captain Cold, the calculating leader and tactician with his absolute zero cold gun. Lisa Snart, the deadly golden glider whose tech-laden skates and precision put her among the quickest. Mick Rory, Heatwave, wielding raw fire and the scars of old rivalries. Sam Scudder, the Mirror Master, with his ability to manipulate reality through reflective surfaces. And Axel Walker, Trickster, whose manic ingenuity keeps even his allies guessing. None of the rogues are new to threats either from law enforcement, superheroes, or even metahumans. But one adversary rises above all others, Savitar, the so-called god of speed. Born from a Speed Force experiment gone wrong, Savitar possesses superhuman velocity, enhanced reflexes, and a self-imposed mission to become the unrivaled master of speedsters everywhere. To the rogues, Savitar is more force of nature than man, his presence signaled by crackling blue lightning and a predatory, relentless hunger for dominance. The chain of events begins not with a robbery or a heist, but with a challenge thrown down by the rogues themselves. Tired of operating in the shadows, forever one step behind Central City's various speedsters, Leonard Snart rallies his crew around an improbable aim: if they can outsmart Savitar, there may be nowhere and no one they could not rob. The rogues decide to bait the speedster with the city's newest experimental power core, an artifact reportedly able to amplify metahuman abilities. They set their trap at Mercury Labs, turning the cutting-edge research facility into a frozen fortress fortified by Heatwave S, fiery traps, and Mirror Master S, labyrinthine illusions. Savitar, sensing the distortion in the Speed Force, answers the provocation with characteristic arrogance. Trailing a storm of kinetic energy, he crashes through Mercury Labs' defenses, moving faster than any camera can track. Captain Cold launches the assault, dousing the corridors in a blizzard of Arctic air, creating slick, shifting terrain designed to slow even the fastest metahuman. At the same time, Heatwave ignites twin jets of fire, creating a gauntlet of heat and ice. But Savitar is not so icily contained. He shifts seamlessly between corporeal and blurred states, using his speed to phase through attacks that would reduce normal men to ashes or blocks of ice. A single flicker of his movement disables two of Heatwave's flame turrets. Golden Glider skates in, harnessing inertia to try and corral Savitar toward a trap only for him to anticipate her move, forcing her into a wall of electrified mirrors created by Scudder. Yet the rogues are veterans of defeat and clever improvisation. Mirror Master envelops Savitar in a hall of fractured realities, using a matrix of portals to disorient and partially contain the speedster. For one brief flickering moment, the echoing corridors seem to confine even the god of speed. Each escape route met with an endless expanse of reflection. The Trickster, unpredictable as always, takes advantage, through sleight of hand. He deploys an array of gravity-altering gadgets, micro-singularity bombs, and sticky mines that root even the fleet-footed. For a heartbeat, Savitar reels, momentarily slowed. The rogues closing in to strike and coordinate their attack as they rarely have before. Savitar breaks free, almost effortlessly, shattering several portals in the process and flinging shards of mirror energy in every direction. Despite the coordinated assault, the rogues are reminded why confrontation with speedsters rarely ends well. Heatwave goes down, and a blur's weapon melted to slag. Golden Glider is rendered unconscious, the very air sucked from her lungs in a Savitar-induced vacuum of speed. Refusing to concede, Captain Cold recalibrates his cold gun for maximum output. He fires point-blank, encasing the corridor in layers of absolute zero ice, hoping to trap Savitar's molecules, but Savitar phases through, his voice reverberating like thunder. The Trickster, always a survivor, triggers his last device, a quantum destabilizer meant to unravel the Speed Force momentarily. The gambit works. Savitar is forced into visibility, his connection to the Speed Force flickering, but not long enough for any killing blow. In those final frantic seconds, Mirror Master sacrifices his own safety, banishing Savitar into a pocket dimension where time is inconsistent. The strain nearly destroys him, leaving scars across his mind and hands, but the rogues manage to buy just enough time. As alarms wail and authorities close in, Captain Cold rallies the remnants of his battered crew to escape through one last mirrored exit. The stolen power core abandoned amid the ruin. Savitar, breaking free moments later, finds nothing but emptiness and shards of broken glass. The rogues have survived, not by strength, but through cunning and mutual trust. For them, it is not a victory counted in trophies, but in the fact that they faced the god of speed head-on and lived. In the aftermath, Central City buzzes with rumors. The rogues, more united than they have ever been, lick their wounds and prepare for their next impossible score. Across the city, the name Savitar is spoken with a little less fear for, if even the rogues can stand against a god. Perhaps Central City is not as helpless as it once seemed.